Good afternoon. Thank, thank you for giving me this opportunity to come talk to you. My name is Jibran Mbowa. I study at Brookehouse International School in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm in year 12 and I'm currently doing a course called BTech. So BTech stands for Business Technology and Educational Council. So in this BTech course, we're given an assignment where we were supposed to interview an entrepreneur and gain an understanding about their business, how the business environment has affected their daily operations, how the stakeholders have influenced their business decisions, how the leadership, management, and their organizational structure has contributed to the development of entrepreneurship within their workforce. So during this interview, there are going to be some questions that are going to be asked, and I would like you to help me answer these questions. May you please tell me your name?
Nice to meet you, Mbowa. I'm Joseph Kagame and manager, Lindemei Investments. Lindemei was established in 2012 as a food and beverage company. Originally, we began as a beverage company. We worked for 2 years up to 2014 and moved onto a food processing company. So in 2014 we began the snack business, the Urban Gweke, and we began from here in Kawempe. It was small. We were using small commercial utensils, but not that big. We're using saucepans. We used to sell it in transparent polythene bag like this. Before this, we were selling it in kilos and half kilos. So that rolled like for the whole of 2014 and a bit of 15. Then we got a new shareholder, someone who was interested in the business, and they gave us a bit of money, which in turn they got shares, and then we used that money to buy packaging. We buy our packaging from Kenya, a company called General Printers Limited. It's on Mombasa Road. So we bought the packaging. The packaging was so nice. That is how we started rolling out into supermarkets. Back to the point of where the business is located. Like I said, we began from here. But then, 2 years ago, in 2018, we built a factory in a place called Migade. Migade is in Wakiso district. The zone is the village is Migade. The area is Wakiso, and currently production happens in Migade. Then the stock is brought here in Kawempe in our stores, and then rolled out to the salesmen. So this is their point where they fetch the product. The business was first located here because it's near town, easy to access. But as you see, it's an urban area. We bought a very big chunk of land, around 6 acres. Built a big warehouse, and we're currently doing the business from there. It's very comfortable. It's very, so that is why we had to move, because we couldn't produce from here.
Who are the stakeholders in the business?
The stakeholders, you have Mr. Hilary Bamlinde. He has 50%.
So he's the owner.
He's a director.
Director, okay.
All of them are owners, but in any business, you can have a sole owner and you can have different owners with a certain percentage of stake. So then there's Semei Seruaji, In fact, the gentleman was around. He came around to inspect. So Mr. Semei Seruwaji here, he owns 30%. Then there is Joseph Chivirango. Mr. Joseph Chivirango owns 10%. And there is Mr. Simon Gavirano, owns also 10%.
So all of those people are
Owners.
Okay.
Now, of them, the active ones are Semei Seruwaji and Hilary Bamlingo.
So how about the managers, employees?
Yeah, the managers, we are 3 managers, including Semei, because he's the production manager. Me, I'm the general manager, also in charge of finance, Joseph Kagame. And we also have Madame Eunice Gachugu. She's in charge of business development, sales and marketing. Here we have a team of, we have departments. We have an accounts department, which I'm directly heading. We have an accountant. So that department is basically me and the accountant, the gentleman in the office. So it's called Raymond. And home is Raymond. Then we also have someone who helps the business development manager. She's called Suvi. She's in charge of dispatch of products, following up on orders, following up on the salesmen, stores input from the factory. The products are depleted or not. Then liaising in the market. Say, for example, if you have any issue in the market, we send her merchandising. You know, she assists the business development manager. Then we have salesmen who are directly under this business development manager. There are around 5 salesmen. And we also have a credit officer who is in charge of picking money from credit clients. Then under production, we have a team of 4 on-site production people. Then 4 ladies who come for packing, but they come in and out.
And external, like suppliers?
External suppliers, okay. Our raw materials are maize, firewood, flavors, and cooking oil. So maize, because during the season, we buy it from Chigumba, from different suppliers, brokers basically. Then, off-season, we buy it from Chisenyi, the gentleman I deal with. It's the best place for you to get good maize and a very good price. So we have so many suppliers in terms of maize. Then cooking oil, we have one supplier, Bidco. Their distributor is on Mawanda Road. So the Indians, they're the ones who buy from cooking oil. Firewood, we have also different suppliers because our machine, part of it uses firewood to heat up the fusel oils that heat up the cooking oil. Flavors, we get flavors sometimes from Philippines, a company called New Flavor House. Then there's another company we get it from, it's called Triton. It's also a South African company. So those flavors we import them. Packaging, like I said, GPL Kenya, then Luca Plastics, the Luca Plastics here, just down here in Tula Road. It's a Ugandan company.
Out of all these stakeholders, which ones have influenced your business decisions?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Our style here is more okay. It's automatic that it will be from the head up, but I would say everything affects the other. How? For example, if there's a time this year, there's a time we ran out of packaging, and general printers didn't have packaging because of COVID. They get their raw materials from China. China was closed, so we took 3 months without packaging. So we're only producing the small ones. So it affected our business. Whether the directors wanted it, whether the managers wanted it, it already affected us. So suppliers can also affect the business. The directors affect the business when it comes to, say, if we need a bit of more financing, more capital into the business. New projects, like for example the Migade project, the directors have to come in. New products, if we want new products on board, the directors have to come in. Then say reports, if the reports are not that good or they are so good, the directors have to come in. Managers, it's the day-to-day.
Who are your customers?
Our customers are mainly school-going kids and mothers. So basically, a family. When kids are going back to school, we make big sales. When they're visiting school, when they're visiting kids at school during visitation weekends, we make a big sales. Then during family gatherings, Easter, Christmas, festive seasons, people do a lot of shopping. So our customers are basically families, kind of kids and women. And okay, also trip, people go to trips, on 2 trips. Usually buy the snack, then office for say breakfast. Usually do that. So yeah.
Since the time this business was established, what changes have you observed in the number of customers?
The moment you test our product, you're hooked, because it tastes really very crunchy and good. So the power of our product is in the taste. So besides advertising, you may advertise by someone that tests your product, they may not demand for it. So yeah, that's the strategy. We need to get distributors, do activations in those towns, and roll out the product. Yes.
What has been the effect of the changes in the number of customers on your business?
The effect, of course, sales come down, definitely. You struggle when a customer leaves, you struggle to get them back. So this way it affects your sales and generally the business, because it's a down effect or an upper effect. So that way, if the sales are not good, you may cut your clients, may cut the amount of supplies you buy. Yeah.
Is competition stiff in the business?
I wouldn't say it's stiff. To me. Why? Because our direct competitors are the in the local dialect it's called maogola, the mberenge that you people fry at home, and the normal one that is in transparent caveras in the shops and supermarkets. But because of our packaging and the taste of our product and how it's crunchy, we beat them hands down. Now, the other competitors, the likes of Sam's, Gorillas, are just another option for a client. If say a client comes and doesn't find Quickie and they want a snack, they'll go for a crisp, they'll go for the Gorillas. But if our customers are hooked onto Quickie, as long as we manage to maintain the quality of the product, they won't leave.
Who do you consider to be your main competitors?
It's those Maogola. Yeah, I would say, because in fact they also those guys who buy Quickie in buckets, who sell Quickie in buckets on the streets. Yeah, okay, maybe the Sounds and the Gorillas, yes, and competition is healthy. It helps you keep you on your toes, and you work harder, you push harder. So if the salesmen know that these guys are pushing us off the shelf, you have to work harder.
How have these competitors affected your business?
What I've learned in this business, the things that can keep you ahead of your competitors is not the cost or the pricing. The thing that can keep you ahead of you. Because for example, we didn't have this. Everyone told us if you make the 500 shilling pack, you're going to become billionaires. We have it. We are not billionaires. You understand? So it's not the pricing. It is the push. You can push this harder and become a billionaire. You can push this harder and become a billionaire. So it's I wouldn't say it's the pricing. It's how you push. It's the quality. Okay, for me, it's the quality of the product. No one wants a bad product. No one wants a bad product. If you're consistent in your product and it's very good quality, the crunchiness is good, the color is good, the taste is perfect, a customer will always come and pick your product day in, day out. So it is that can keep you ahead of your competitor.
What challenges do you face with your key input suppliers?
Timely delivery. Then for the maize quality, because we do it's a crop, and different variations of crops are grown. Someone may grow their maize and it's a very small seed. We don't want a small seed. We want a big white seed and a bit dry, not so dry, a bit dry. So it's basically for the maize. It's the quality of the grain. If it doesn't meet those specifications, that's a challenge. For the firewood, the dryness of the firewood. The cooking oil, because Bitco is a very big company and their quality is perfect and they keep up. So we usually don't have, maybe pricing for Bitco. Usually towards the end of the year, like currently, a 20-liter jerry can is 120,000. Yet at the beginning of the year, they will cut it as far as 84,000. So for cooking oil, it's pricing. Flavors, because we import them, it's taxes and time lag. If we order them so late when we are about to run out, we shall have a lag. We shall suffer. So because of the unknowns via air and water, it's usually they may come late, they may come early, but you don't have money for taxes. So that's the challenge.
What strategy have you adopted to overcome these challenges from suppliers?
The best strategies are ordering in time, not on time, in time. For example, if my production people know that they're about to run out, say, for example, for flavors, we do 2 months. We have to order before 2 months before we run out. The maize, because it's available, our supplier, we tell them our specifications. We even show them what kind of grain we want, and we make an agreement that if you supply and it's not up to our standards, we shall refuse the goods. So you take them back and find better quality and bring it. I know it's not a strategy, but it's a principle, it's a policy that we do not accept poor quality maize. Firewood, same thing. We do, because for it, we even go to the premises where we're buying and see if it's dry or not. If it's not dry, we don't buy. So it's basically policies, quality control policies. Then cooking oil, yeah, it's good enough. It's basically the expiring date. You have to watch the expiry date for the cooking oil. Pricing, you can't control pricing. The other option we would do is import, but imported cooking oil is you need the minimum order is a container full load of cooking oil, So that's a 60 million budget invoice you're looking at, including taxes. So yeah, it's we hang in here because our pricing accounts for that. Yes.
How does the government policies affect your business?
For example, the UNBS, Uganda National Bureau of Standards policies, because they are in charge of standards, especially for food products. It's mandatory for you to test your products with UNBS every quarter. Then every year you're supposed to subscribe to their standard. Yes. So if you do not have this standard, they will kick you out of the supermarkets. So that is an effect to the business, that we have to make sure we are at par with UNBS. Yes. URA, as long as you pay your taxes, VAT every month, file your taxes, then income tax at the end of the year, and you pay your taxes, you're good to go. The public health is still under UNBS, KCCA, but we're no longer under KCCA, we're under now KISO, public health. They send every 6 months you're supposed to take your production team and whoever is involved in production for a medical test. So basically I take my boys there and the ladies, and they take their blood samples, take their stool samples, urine samples, and general outlook. Do you have long nails? Your hair, you need to be well kept. So yeah, every 6 months. So those are the major policies that really affect us, and they all go back to the production.
What government policies have been supportive?
Yeah, the UNBS policies are very supportive. Why? If a customer sees that you have a UNBS mark, they know that UNBS is watching these guys, so they are confident in consuming your product. And even the public health policies of testing the workers also supportive, because it goes back to confidence.
What government policies have been unsupportive?
With the URA, if your sales go down and you file less sales compared to the previous month, they come for you. Like, why are you selling? Why are you presenting less sales compared to the previous? They expect you to be selling either higher or the same. So they need to understand that the business, it fluctuates. So for example, currently we are having our sales cut by, in fact during the lockdown they cut by 3 quarters. We're selling just a quarter of what we're selling. Then after lockdown they sent us an email that they're going to take us off the VAT radar because we are not at par with their threshold. Come on, they also see that. So I wouldn't say the URA policies are supportive. Yes.
What changes has the business experienced in the general operating environment?
This year is been bad, terrible. Last year was good because it was the year after our installation of the machines the other side. We were seeing progress, we were growing. We were growing because we've installed a machine that can fry up to 5 tons of maize in a day. But currently we do 1 ton. And those days when we're still working from here, we're doing just 300 kilos a day. So you can see that change, that we bought a machine that can do 5 tons. We've moved from 300 kilos a day to 1 ton. That's 1,000 kilos a day. Production wise, and because it's a machine, the production team the guys don't get so tired like they used to here. Yeah, it was so manual here. So for production, there's a very positive change. For sales, because of the business environment, this year it's been so bad. It was hit. But in March we had very, very good sales, but then April, May, June were just going down. But currently we're a bit growing. We're now at 50% of the previous of 2019 sales, and yeah, if really people get a bit of money and this COVID situation can calm down, we'll get back to normal.
What do you consider to be unpredictable about the business environment?
Cash flow. Cash flow is very unpredictable because without cash flow, the rest of the other things can't move. Because it's not that we get money from the director's pockets. No, the business money from the business is injected back into the business. So it's a cycle. So if your cash flow is bad, definitely you pay the workers less, you buy less supplies, you have less profit. So cash flow is a very unpredictable thing, which also goes back to the customers. Customers are unpredictable unless you put in money and advertise consistently, like the likes of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. But if you do not advertise day in, day out, also sales also become unpredictable. Supplies, like I said, sometimes like the GPL issue makes it unpredictable. Also, the political environment. For example, those 2 days where there was a riot in town, everything came to a standstill. So, political environment, cash flow, customers affect you. They're unpredictable. Yeah.
What dynamic changes in the business environment have affected your business?
Like currently, like I said, sales are down by 50% because people don't have money. Even if you go to supermarkets and interact with them, the purchase power is so low. So the orders that come in have also cut. In fact, we're talking to the quality supermarket managers, and they're telling us they have they've made a policy of not supplying, not taking snack orders up to January next year. So that affects us too. So I would say it's a bit of both.
What are the uncertainties that your business has faced, and how has it affected your entire business?
Yeah, definitely. When uncertainty happens, for example, I gave you an example of the packaging. We didn't know it would happen, so we had no products. We had no big pack for 3 months because we didn't know this would happen. So in such situations, yeah, you suffer as a business, but you also learn. For example, we learned that we need to have different suppliers, various suppliers of this. I know it's an expensive venture, but we need to have, say, like 2-3 suppliers, such that when one has run out, the other can supply. Yeah, that is why we have this Luca and GPL.
What do you consider to be complex in this business environment?
If we had the right capital, if we had the right capital, what do I mean by the right capital? Currently, we have a challenge of raw material stock. Raw material stock. If we had enough stock that could take us, like for example, like for half a year. It's a 6 months worth of stock. I mean, okay, packaging we have, flavor we have, but cooking oil and maize, if we had those two, which would require around 60 million worth of product stock, that way it's easy to have the cycle. We would be very, very comfortable. But because of our cash flow is not that straight, especially because of hit by this year, so it's the capital of raw materials is a bit strange. It's a bit a challenge. So it makes it difficult for us to run as we ought to. Like I've told you, we now work say 3 days in a week. But if we had enough raw material, we would work up to 5 days a week.
From your perspective, how have your products impacted on consumer consumption of other similar products in the market?
Our products have created a different. As I remember when we brought this packaging, everyone was excited. Every client was excited. The social media were buzzing on the social media because of the different. The market had not seen a packaging like this. It's called a sitting pouch, and this kind of print. So that impacted on the customers in a way that we learned that customers like nice things, nice looking things. That is why these days it's the order of the day. People go and buy things because they look nice or because they are trending. You understand? So that impacted on that. Then also the other competitors and other products learned that it's not just the product, it's also the packaging. So people started coming up with nice packaging, doing research into how to package a product. That is why now you see proper packaging like that of imported snacks with our local snacks. So that is how our product has affected on both sides, competitors and also the customers. In fact, I would say that it is the look of our product and the taste that have maintained our sales, because we don't do much of advertising. So our product sells itself. Yeah.
What management style do you use?
We are very hands-on people. It's not a very big company that I should sit on my desk and make orders. I am a very hands-on person. My director is a very hands-on person. Like I said, he's in charge of production directly. He goes there and he wears an overall and watches what goes on. Like I said, we really mind about quality. So he has to be a hands-on person. Me, I don't just send someone to the bank. I draw the money and I pay suppliers, I pay workers, I buy the supplies myself. I really go and watch. I sometimes go to Chiguma during the season. Like for example, next year in January, the May season will be on. So I go to Chiguma. I camp there and choose whatever maize I want. Because we are not a very, very big company and we don't have so many workers that we should sit back and make orders. We work together and we work as a team, and also we are more micromanagers. Yeah.
Do you usually do you take control or do you let the employees make the decisions?
The sales people, we let them make decisions. They only come back to us when they need guidance and they have an issue. Production, because it is a quality sensitive thing, we really take control of production. General management, I would say we let people do run the company. We're not so because we're a team. We're not so control freaks. So we twitch in here and there, then let loose sometimes. Yeah.
Why have you adopted to use this management style, and has it helped to make the employees feel like entrepreneurs?
When you let an employee make decisions, sometimes they really feel they are part of the business, they're part of the ownership. In fact, even my employees can do the interview I'm doing. They can tell you all these things because we have shared it together and we work as a team. So that way, even if they left this place, they can even start their own business because they've directly interacted with their bosses on a one-on-one basis. So that way it helps an employee work harder, feel at home, even if the pay is not that big. They even know that now I've learned I can do these things on my own, I can become an entrepreneur. Yeah.
What leadership style do you use?
We usually come in, maybe if there's a disciplinary issue to do, a big decision to make, but we let employees be their own leaders too. Yeah.
Why have you adopted to use this type of leadership style?
It gives the team gives the team confidence, and that way work is done in a transparent way. You don't have and someone can even chip in for the other. For example, if I'm not here, one of say the business development manager in this can come and chip in for me, because everything they do, they also know. So basically, we share information. We work, like I said, we work as a team. That the things move swiftly.
May you please explain to me the organizational structure used by the business?
We have our directors who are reported to by managers. Then an administration team. Then we have the production. The production manager will manage the production team. Then the business development manager will manage the sales team. Then me, I'll manage the finance team.
Why have you adopted to use this type of organizational structure?
It's the most common one, and the way our work is, it has to be that way. You know, it's because at the end of the day, your subordinates report to me, then I have to report to my directors.
In your opinion, does the organizational structure make the employees have a feeling of being owners of the business?
No, it doesn't.
What is the vision of Gweke Enterprise?
Our vision is to if you can roll out Gweke to short term, is roll out Gweke to up country, at least be in the different corners of the country. That's west, east, and the north, because we're just in central currently. Then long term, we have 2 areas we want to import to, and we've got an interest. Export to. There's a Swedish gentleman who came around and asked us to tweak this packaging, and also asked us to change the products a certain way. That way we could export to Sweden. Then also there's also an Ethiopian who wanted it too. There's Kenya, Nairobi. We've even done a case study in Kenya of these products, if it could be accepted by the Kenyans, and we've had a positive report. So if the Kenyans accept us, and then it's an East African product, And Kenya has a very bigger purchasing power compared to Kampala. Definitely, it will be a game changer. So, and Kenyans like maize. It's their staple food. So, definitely. In fact, our business development manager is Kenya. She's the one who is pushing all this. And yeah, we're not scared of that. Even if we just get a small percentage of Kenyans, we know our product will go. And there's also India. I have a gentleman who was just taking samples and was interested in us exporting to India. So that's a long-term plan because we have the machines. So basically it's a money issue. If we get the right capital, all these things will be done. That is our vision. If we can be among the biggest, top 5 biggest snack companies here in Uganda, we are there. We're right there because we just because our size is the only challenge, and size is just it's a matter of money. We can get funding, we can get grants, so it's not a big deal. We shall be there.
Thank you for taking off your time for me to interview you, and have a nice day.
You too. You're welcome.